just graduated, so you don't have money to buy a car yet, and so on and so forth. So you stay at home primarily. And that's when I said, might as well use the time to write. My mother was always very concerned with the fact that I was so shy. Shy to the point of withdrawal. And she had always encouraged me to get rid of the shyness. I should actually get involved in theater. She had a passing knowledge of theater because she was a social welfare officer. And part of her remit at the time was that Easton Lee from the Social Development Commission used to write plays and send out to the community, the welfare officers, to produce in the communities. And of course the issues would be like literacy, early pregnancy, those kinds of issues that were plaguing the social issues that were plaguing the society. So she had a passing knowledge. I had no interest at that time. I had no interest during high school. But when I came to the university, the West Indies, for Freshman's Week, I saw Trevor Rohn's Smile Orange. It was part of the offering for the freshmen. So that kind of piqued my interest. So that's how actually the interest started. Then there's the Talawa competition, the inter-hall competition that happened back in the day. And I was passing the Creative Arts Center. Taylor Hall was rehearsing. And the director saw me and said, "What you doing?" And I said, "Just watching." And he said, come and be part of the crowd. You representing a crowd of about 30 people right now. And at the end of that rehearsal, he said, "How is your availability?" And I said, "Me? Availability?" And he said, "Yeah, man, you're part of the cast now." And I got one line, Michael. Yeah. Famous line, man. I rehearse it like one line. Rehearse it like a Shakespeare sonnet. At the night of the performance, I hear somebody else say the line. Oh, no. And when I was angry, because girlfriend and everybody there now, and you want to impress me, the line. And I said, when I came up, I asked JB, who was the person who encouraged me to stay in the production, I said, "What happened?" He said, "What happened? Everybody waiting on you to say the line, and the line not coming, so somebody had to say that was the play would have to stop." We said, "Really, is that happened?" Anyway, after that, I went on to do acting in about 15 shows during my undergraduate years. It was during the state of emergency. And you remember that big state of emergency. It was about 76, 77, where the curfew was really a serious curfew. You had to stay in one television station, black and white, I think. It was still black and maybe. So there was pretty much a limited choice of what one could do. And just graduated, so you don't have money to buy a car yet, and so on and so forth. So you stay at home primarily. And that's when I said, might as well use the time to write. It was a challenge to me. Can you write a play? Can you write it and stay with it until you write the end? I came up with a concept where this seemingly affluent girl shared a flat with a Christian girl. And one was extrovert, flamboyant, and trying to get most of it, and the Christian one wanting to seemingly walk the straight and narrow would leash off the one who was outgoing. And there was that major conflict there, and also she objected to the way her flatmate sought to generate the income, but she enjoyed the spoils of what she did. And that is how Flatmate was born.
Your first
place. Having written the first and produced it successfully, really had no intention. I had my corporate ambitions and was doing quite well in corporate. And then the pressure started to mount now, where people wanted to know when you're coming out with the next one, how come you're not doing another one? It's time now for, and then it got into my head that why people expecting something, so, and like the Barn Theatre I said, we have a slot just in case, and I said, I've reached so far so quick, and so I decided to write a two-hander.
How many were in Flatmates, and why did you think of a two-hander after doing a successful
with five people were in family? And why did I?
Why two?
Madman. No, the idea was if I can do it with 5, why can't I do it with 2?
Were you thinking as a producer then that it might?
I was thinking of finding a challenge. Let me tell you, Michael, every play I write, I have to give myself a personal challenge, or else it's not going to.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to finish it. Yeah. Because of the COVID lockdown, and there was no possibility of doing a production during that time because theaters were closed. I used the time to write. So I wrote 4 plays. I wrote
in 2.5 years.
In 2.5 years. There was nothing else to do, my God. There really wasn't. There was nowhere to go. And, so I wrote the musical. I wrote a kind of, it is autobiographical, a one-man show, which is one of the challenges I give myself, to do a musical and to do a one-man write a one-man play. Mm-hmm. So I wrote it was based on my life, because people don't know, but I never met my father until I was about 55 or something like that. Up until that time, all records will show that I would say he is dead. Because that is what I was led to believe, or that is how I understood it. And then I met him when I was 55, and he lived for about 7 years after that. So
is this one-man play similar in some ways to Bella's Gate Boys, Trevor Rowan's?
No, because Trevor Rowan's Bella's Gate Boy is really his journey from Bella's Gate to England and back.
That's right.
It's about the strange relationship that I had with my father, and what happened in growing up without a father, and the implications that all that has.
It's not a literal journey from Jamaica.
But this it's a journey into boy, into man, into father, kind of thing, more interior.
I got it.
Tony K, my daughter, who I'm kind of pushing on production and those kinds of things to her, so that I can concentrate on writing until she's ready to write. But she's more into directing, and she has a keener sense of that and the patience to deal with it. Translating the words on page to put it on stage.
Just to get this straight, she has directed about 5-6 of your plays already.
I don't know so much what is
about that. No, but you were saying pushing production onto her. Were you thinking of retiring as a producer as well?
Well, I would want to make her. My idea is to make her as self-sufficient as possible, in that she can not only do what I did or what I have done, but she can also broaden her spectrum to include film and video and the new embrace the new technology, and to see how she can maybe bring some of my stage thing into the new technology, but at least be equipped to write and be able to produce and direct. The first play she directed for me was not for the little theater, it was for the big one. And she did it, it was Toy Boy. With Chris McFarlane, the late Chris McFarlane who just passed.
Yeah.
It was Chris McFarlane and Maylin Lowe.
Yeah.
And it came over very, very well.
Yeah.
And
yeah. She deals well with people.
Yeah, she does.
Absolutely.
She does.
Yeah.
So that's where we are at now. And the idea now is for me to produce this play December. It's called No Hope for Hopi. I'd written it, actually, I wrote it first. It was the first one I wrote in the pandemic. And my intention was to come out of the pandemic using it as a vehicle to get people to come back to the theater. And then Tony Kay said, no, it's too harsh, it's too thing. You want something light and friendly and no thinking kind of work to come, and so we switched. Hide Your Husband. Okay. But I'm getting back to it now for December.